We are back. Steve Miles here, Ryan Young there. How you doing, Ryan?
Hey, I'm doing great. How you doing, Steve?
Today I'm good.
Good.
We are heading back to September of 1991, Pro Wrestling Illustrated, and that's where we find the cover with Rick and Scott Steiner. Our computer confirms the Steiners are the best team in the world today.
They're ranked. Right on the cover of the rankings.
Rick's got to look like he can't believe it, even though he's ranked number one. It's like he's saying, was there ever any doubt?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Now, I'm looking at the rankings behind them here, and I'm seeing at the bottom, I'm seeing Stan Hansen.
And someone else. It looks like it starts with a D.
Do you have any guesses?
Oh boy, let's see. September of 1991. Who was Stan Hansen teaming with?
I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to say Dustin Rhodes. I don't remember them ever on a team.
Well, this says here, Roddy Piper, WWF's most successful failure.
Huh. Wonder what that could be.
I don't know. Now, September of 1991. When you hear September of 1991, does anything stand out to you? We're coming off of SummerSlam with the Randy Savage, Miss Elizabeth.
I love SummerSlam '91. I don't know if I've ever mentioned it on this program before, but I love SummerSlam '91.
And this program
the match
is
made in heaven.
And this program is.
This is reading old wrestling magazines.
And you've never mentioned it or you have mentioned it on this program.
I don't know if I have or not, but if I haven't, I'm going to say it right now. I love the match made in heaven, match made in hell.
Yeah.
SummerSlam '91. I dig it.
So that's what you think of when you think of like September '91. We're coming off that SummerSlam.
Yes, that's what I think of. That's what it reminds me of. Yeah.
Elegante squaring off with Ric Flair.
I tell you that reminds me of. In my local, when I was a kid, in our local venue around here, WCW came to town, and Elegante was one of the attractions. And I remember seeing Elegante walk through the entranceway, and he just looked like a different kind of. Like you could spot him from a mile away for how tall he was.
He was a creature, not even a human being.
Exactly. He's what you pay. You pay your money.
An attraction.
He's an attraction. You pay your money for a ticket to go see something. Elegante is it.
I don't think he possessed the wrestling mind to really get everything that was going on, but he certainly had the look to be an attraction.
Absolutely, and I love that name, Elegante. It's fun to say.
You like that better than Giant Gonzalez?
Way better, way better.
Do you prefer the almost bicycle-esque shorts to the full-length bodysuit that looks like he's nude that we saw with Giant Gonzalez?
I like everything about Elegante more than Giant Gonzalez.
Very good.
Just to sum it up, everything.
Very good. Now, here we see, between falls here, this is, our readers were unanimously outraged when they saw The Undertaker and Paul Bearer lock the Ultimate Warrior in a casket. I remember being a little kid and seeing that, and that was very upsetting because they took the Ultimate Warrior and put him in that casket and closed the lid and locked it tight.
That's true. Wasn't it like week after week somebody was doing something horrible to the Ultimate Warrior? Was that around that time?
I think it probably was. Didn't Jake Roberts have him in the snake pit and he got bit by a snake and all this stuff leading up to that?
That's right. But this was before Papa Shango, right? Papa Shango didn't have nothing to do with that.
I think Papa Shango is probably around this time.
Oh, is it really? 91?
He's debuting. Probably, I'd say, late 91.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'd say.
I'm always confused.
Now, there's one of Ryan's all-time favorites.
You got that right.
Sid Vicious.
I don't know about, maybe, yeah.
If preliminary reports are reports, if preliminary reports are correct, Sid Vicious is on his way to WWF. Now, we know that he was the guest referee at SummerSlam '91.
Wherever Sid Vicious was, he was always on his way somewhere else.
That's true. He never, he had a lot of opportunities, but maybe he didn't take them as seriously as someone hoped.
Best as far as bodies go, I mean, one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah. In which sport did Ken Patera win an Olympic medal? Want to make a guess?
I'm going to say weightlifting.
I believe you're right. You have to call that number to find out for sure, though.
I want that money.
What's Jimmy Hart up to there?
He also wants that money.
Jimmy Hart is one of the most obnoxious managers in the WWF.
Well, the megaphone helps with that. Could be the haircut.
How do you think you would do on a day-to-day basis if you just went about your business, thinking your thoughts, saying your words, but you also had a megaphone that you could just turn on, get in somebody's face and just kind of tell them what for?
I think I would enjoy it. I can't imagine many others would.
I was going to say, people think you're obnoxious now.
I like having that in the car.
Undertaker putting someone in the body bag. How do you feel about that?
I love the body bag.
Yeah.
That was I was never a huge. And this is a weird thing, I guess. I always thought it was a weird thing that I wasn't a big Undertaker fan. A lot of people seem to like the Undertaker a lot. I wasn't a big fan. I like the body bag. When I saw him in person as a kid, when he put somebody in the body bag, that's a very memorable experience.
Didn't D-Generation X years later put him in the body bag and then he sat up while in the bag?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
One of those shows, the Undertaker fell at my feet outside the ring. My grandfather took me to the show, and he was laying right at my feet. His hair was like draped across my shoes, and my grandfather leaned over to me and said, "Go ahead, touch him."
You were
And I
scared.
was scared, but also I thought to myself, why would I touch him? He's knocked out. Like someone had knocked him out down here, on the floor.
I think your grandfather wanted you to poke him and make him
Make him sit up
make
or
him,
something?
make him crack up. Now here's a good look at Big Billy Busick. Do you remember him in the WWF in 1991?
Thought that was the Iron Sheik.
Okay. Now Big Billy Busick's big move was the stump puller. You remember the stump puller?
No, what's that?
The guy would be sitting down in a seated position on the mat, and he would put his legs over their shoulders and grab their ankle and pull it up like this, like he was pulling a stump.
Okay.
It's very painful.
I have an idea. I just gave me an
It's
idea.
it's a good schoolyard bully technique, the stump puller, if you can get somebody in it.
I have an idea for a new show. Me and you do. We get fans to send in moves that they want to see performed and put on the right way, and me and you do wrestling moves to each other.
You want to start with the stump puller right now?
Can that be done?
Here, sit here.
Can we do it right now?
Yeah, sit right there.
Okay. Just
Sit facing that way.
Sitting facing. Okay.
Yeah. Now see what Big Billy Busick would do. I don't know if the camera's going to get this, but he would
Oh,
sit like
oh my
this,
God.
and then he would grab the leg
Are
like
you
this,
kidding me right
and he'd start pulling. Where else are you going to? Where else are you going to find action like that? Ryan is done.
Hold on a minute.
Ryan is done.
Hold on a minute.
Ryan is out of it. It was his idea. Now he doesn't think much of it.
Oh man, can you do the other leg so I can get it stretched out? That was a stretch. I needed that. Thank you. Whew. Let me get back to business here.
What other show is going to give you that kind of action?
You nailed it, Steve.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now I know how to do that one.
Hopefully the camera got some of that. But, well, you're the official. Are you feeling okay? Are you going to make it?
I'm a professional.
Did that hurt?
A little bit. A little bit.
Well, you're not.
Stretch me out.
Number one most hated, The Undertaker. Well, you got to think he just.
Don't you think that's subjective?
He just locked the Ultimate Warrior in the casket. I mean, if that doesn't do it, I don't know what does.
How about Nikita Koloff getting that heat?
Well, this was probably around the time of the Russian Chain match, maybe late '91.
Dude, I love that Russian chain match. Now, who is Eric?
I don't know about
Embry?
this. Lex Luger, most popular number 2.
Yeah, I'm not buying that.
Yeah.
No, wait, 91. That's WCW. That's him feuding with who?
Barry Windham, maybe.
Oh my gosh, what a mess. He's more popular than the Ultimate Warrior.
There he is, right there. Take a look at him.
I don't think they wanted to have two WWF guys back to back.
Yeah,
I think that's why they did
that's
that.
probably
Because it's
so.
got to be Hogan and Warrior just like that.
And Jeff Jarrett, number 10, most popular. That must have been during the USWA days.
I know not in your house.
There he is, right there. Jeff Jarrett, number
Really?
6. Yeah.
Well, that probably led to him getting deal with like WWF.
Yeah, Eric Embry, number 6, most hated.
Who is that? Do you know who that is?
Eric Embry is in the USWA from Lexington, Kentucky.
Number 2.
Lexington, Kentucky is the same city where you partied with the cast of Rob Zombie's Halloween and then barfed in the sewer.
Boy, did I.
Yeah, so you have a history in Kentucky.
I've seen better days.
Now here is the time capsule. This is a look at what's going on in years past. Here's a young Jim Cornette. Manager Jim Cornette beginning his career as a manager in 1984. A picture taken at his mother's mansion.
Isn't this whole magazine a time capsule for us right now?
Wow. That's like what came first, the chicken or the egg type thing. Television original Batman actor Adam West made a surprise guest appearance on Championship Wrestling in Memphis with Jerry Lawler.
Boy, Jerry Lawler was a big deal in his territory, wasn't they?
I don't think...
Running the show.
I wasn't around for a lot of his run in Memphis, but it certainly sounds like he was a big star.
Who's that down there in the right corner? Is that Shawn Michaels?
That looks like Rick Martel.
Is that with Shawn Michaels?
That is the Baroness.
The Baroness?
Martel countered. AWA World Champion Rick Martel was having a hard time defending his title against Jim Garvin, mainly because of outside interference by Precious. Martel countered by having the Baroness accompany him to ringside. Oh, that's Baron von Raschke beneath the wig and glasses.
Oh.
I'm glad we settled that. I can tell you.
I don't know what we've settled. It looks just like Shawn Michaels from this seat.
I think what's happened is he got Baron von Raschke to put a wig on to counter Precious.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe if I wasn't looking at this on a newspaper, I would be able to tell that's not Shawn Michaels.
And there's Sergeant Slaughter eating a piece of cake, it looks like. What's going on there?
Nothing new.
How far will Hulk Hogan go for his fans?
I think he'll go all the way. I think Hulk Hogan will do anything. Look at this. I think Hulk Hogan will do anything.
This far is how far he'll go for the fans.
That's right.
This is probably around the time where he's having those Desert Storm matches.
I believe in the Hulkster.
With Sergeant Slaughter. You say you believe in the Hulkster, yet you yawn at the end. So this is that kind of you don't believe.
Look,
do you need another stump puller?
Let's get it straight. Let's get it straight right now.
I think you need another stump puller.
I have a little tick that comes with yawning. So I'm enjoying what I'm doing here. Steve gets mad at me. I have a little tick that comes with yawning. I'll try not to do it.
Well, you say you believe in Hulk Hogan and then follow that up with a yawn. It makes me think that you don't really believe what you're saying. We should be honest here.
Well, maybe I don't. I do like the Hulkster, though. I feel like I do.
Now, this is the press conference for Terry Gordy. Terry Gordy says, "That's all I've ever wanted to be as a wrestler. Someone who walks in the ring and kicks butt."
What's the story with Terry Gordy? Didn't he have like significant brain damage? Was that the whole time? How long? Because I always look at the look on his face. Like he looks like a Leatherface.
I don't think he had brain damage during the fabulous Freebird days.
Okay.
But I think I remember hearing that he did back in the
about these days?
Mid to late 90s.
Doesn't he look like a Leatherface?
Oh, Leatherface? I thought Leatherface was a person.
No, a Leatherface can be a group of people.
Now, wait a minute here. What is this? Elegante. Once he has the title, he'll be unbeatable. He doesn't have the WCW World Belt yet, but Elegante's rising fast among contenders.
Why is he wearing it?
Maybe he's trying to pump the crowd
Did he
up.
steal it?
Maybe. Well, that's not a very nice behavior. Are you okay?
I'm under the weather. I'm also I have nervous tics. I'm under the weather, but I'm here. I'm working. I love it. Having a great time. I'm in no worse shape than Rick Steiner is.
We should mention that we woke up Ryan and got him out of his bed to record this.
As always.
Yeah.
I always request a nap before recording.
The Steiners are the best team in the world today. Our computer confirms. What do you think about the 1991
They're still
Steiners?
saying that. 1991 is a big deal about computers. It's like, oh my gosh, a computer. We have computers.
Well, this is probably right around the same time with Alexandria York and the York Foundation, where she's hitting people with little computer.
So somebody in WCW was like, yeah, computers.
It's the wave of the future. And they were exactly right.
People are still like that. They still, look at me, look at my computer.
Well, that's how people are watching the show right now, isn't it?
Bunch of assholes.
How's the show released?
What?
This show we're on right now. Isn't that on the computer too?
Okay. But it doesn't always have to be.
What are you saying about our wonderful viewers?
It doesn't have to be always about the computer all the time. I think they get it. Or maybe they don't get it. I don't care.
Now, Rick Steiner has a tattoo on his arm that says dog-faced gremlin.
Yeah, he's the DFG.
Yeah.
You don't like me. That's what I just said. If you don't like me, bite me.
Would you consider the Steiners the best tag team in the world in '91?
Who is Stan Hansen teaming with?
Now, see, we never found out.
That's a problem. We gotta go back to the rankings. That's a rule, right? We don't backtrack. We can backtrack?
I think we can do whatever we feel like doing.
Oh my gosh, I thought the rule was we always had to keep moving forward.
I don't know about that.
We've got a time machine on this program.
All right. If you see Stan Hansen...
Tag teams.
Well, I don't see Stan Hansen on
Not even on it. Is he in the Bruise Brothers?
Robert Fuller and Jeff Jarrett are number 7.
Well, I'm confused. Their computer had them ranked number 6, but they're not even on their top 10 list.
Well, I'm trying to see Stan Hansen's name around here at all.
I think he was in WCW, wasn't
he? In '91, I think he was probably in Japan.
What would Japan be?
I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. All right, now we got to start all over.
No, we're fine.
Okay.
WWF's most successful failure. I guess they're considering Roddy Piper a failure because he never won the world title.
Do you like Roddy Piper in those little blue pants?
Well, what would you rather he have on?
What did he have on in the 80s?
The little blue pants.
He had the little blue pants on in the 80s?
Yeah.
I feel like he had red
When
pants.
he was feuding.
He didn't have red pants? What did he have at WrestleMania? He wasn't wearing those pants at WrestleMania.
Yeah, against when he was teaming with Paul Orndorff.
Yeah,
against
he
Mr.
wasn't
T
wearing
and
those
Hulk
little blue
Hogan. Yeah,
pants.
I believe he was.
How much you want to bet? He wasn't wearing those little blue pants.
What do you think he was wearing then?
I'm not positive, but I don't think it was those little blue pants.
You're not positive yet. You want to bet money on it.
That's right.
That sounds like a problem gambler.
That's
to me,
right.
Right there.
That's right.
What else do you remember Roddy Piper wearing
I
during
don't know,
his WWF run?
I don't know. He's pinning Hulk Hogan from like that time period with those little blue pants on. So I'm a little concerned. I'm glad we didn't bet. I don't know. I don't think he was wearing the little blue pants.
So what do you think he had on? A T-shirt that said Roddy Piper and some bicycle shorts?
No, I think he ought to.
Now we've already done this in a Pro Wrestling Illustrated issue where you've done this tournament and you had it down to Hulk Hogan against Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan won.
Did I really?
Yeah,
I had Hulk Hogan
winning this whole tournament.
but he wasn't in there with Arn Anderson.
No, wait a minute. That's not right. It was Hulk Hogan and Sting in the finals, and you had Hulk Hogan winning.
Okay. I tell you who wasn't going to win. I saw on that page, Barry Windham.
Tatsumi Fujinami cleanly pins Ric Flair in Tokyo, and therefore is the rightful WCW champion.
But go back one. I just thought of something. All right, this is what I want you to do. These faces on here, okay?
Yeah.
You pick two guys that you're going your back alley real fight. Real fight. You got to go against.
You want to fight them, or you want
They're
them
with
on your
you.
side?
They're on your team. You got it's gang rules in the alley. Real fight. No BS. Two guys. Who you taking with you?
I'm gonna take Steve Dr. Death Williams and Sid Vicious.
Wow. I was definitely thinking Sid right off the top of my head. I didn't get all the way through it yet. Let me go through the top.
And I'm not saying that Sid Vicious was any kind of tough guy, but I think if some people saw Sid walking towards him, they'd probably
Absolutely
want to hightail it out.
You know what? I'm going to take Sid. I'm going to take old Double A. I'm taking the Enforcer.
That's who you want. Somebody that can deliver a great spine buster. In the back alley, that always works out well.
I just feel like I would be more confident with Arn Anderson there.
What's going to happen when Arn Anderson whips them into the non-existent ropes and they don't bounce back at him?
I'm going to come in and give him a clothesline and a stump puller.
You know something about the stump puller. You feeling all right over there?
I'm okay. I'm a little stretched out.
Paulie Dangerously is by far the worst announcer in WCW, according to a reader.
Now, announcer, does that mean like color
I
commentator?
would say so.
Okay. What's wrong? I can't. He can't be the worst talker. He's a good talker.
Sergeant Slaughter hammers away at the Iron Sheik during their legendary feud. Months earlier, Hulk Hogan did the same on his way to capturing the world title against the Iron Sheik.
Yeah, transitional champion, Iron Sheik.
What did
right?
you think of that WWF title? It wasn't around very long. That had those little plaques on the side like that.
I think that's a little before my time. I don't even really think I was watching around that time.
Well, you remember Hulk Hogan as the champion.
When I was growing up, I started watching in like 1990, and the videos that I watched, I kind of liked watching like WrestleMania 4 and so on. WrestleMania 1, 2, and 3, that era, I didn't really like it very much.
But you do remember Hulk Hogan pinning the Iron Sheik.
No, I don't.
But you saw the footage of it.
I don't think I ever did.
You never saw that match before.
I might have, but I've forgotten.
Yeah.
Oh, Stan Hansen and his partner. It's Jimmy Garvin. No, it's Terrence Garvin. Is that a different Garvin?
Stan the Lariat Hansen and Terrence Garvin would have made a great odd couple. But then Garvin completely changed his image.
I'm confused.
Boy, look at this. Put Big Boss Man and Sting in the ring together and call them the Police.
Why is Sting the Police?
I guess because of the singer Sting was in the Police.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
You're a smart guy. You know that?
How about that outfit that Sting's got on?
Is this appropriate for me to just be like leaning forward like this?
How
and
about
looking
this
at you?
outfit that Sting's got on?
Does
Look at
this
this.
does this look good on television
Just-
when I do this?
Did you want to make a comment about Sting's outfit here? How great that looks?
Sting had some really nice outfits.
Yeah.
That's how a wrestler should look. Maybe, or you know, it's even better. He should wear a T-shirt of himself.
And some bicycle shorts,
I think
which
you
is what
should.
Roddy Piper had on at WrestleMania 1.
I think you should be. Look at Piper. Go to Piper.
Boy, Elegante is all over this issue. They really had, someone had some high hopes for Elegante back in these days.
Why did Ric Flair have to be the one to wrestle? I don't ever remember Elegante wrestling anyone but Ric Flair. He wrestled him when I was a kid. When I was a kid
Ric Flair was good at
at the live show.
making people look better than they were.
Yeah,
To be the
that's
man,
true.
you got to beat the man. Jimmy Hart joins Jerry Saggs and Brian Knobbs in celebrating their tag title victory over the Hart Foundation at WrestleMania 7.
I don't know why. When you turn the page, I thought that was a young Chris Jericho.
Here?
Yeah, just what I thought.
More from
More Terry Gordy.
More Terry Gordy.
I mean, why do we need so much from Terry Gordy? Did he ever really do anything other than almost be Leatherface? I mean, does almost being Leatherface even count?
Well, the Freebirds drew a lot of money in Texas.
When I think of the Freebirds, I don't think of Terry Gordy.
Oh, you think of the overweight Freebirds from the, as Eric Bischoff called them, the overweight Freebird gimmick from the early 90s.
That's what I thought the Freebird gimmick was. It was being
right.
overweight, but it was like strutting with it. That's what I thought.
But before that, they were in Texas.
it was clothes and tail regardless.
Before that, they were the Freebirds in Texas, and they drew a lot of money, and were a big star.
Okay.
Big stars. Jeff Jarrett and Robert Fuller forced the Texas Hangmen to leave Memphis by beating them for the tag titles in USWA. How do you feel about that?
Is that Benicio del Toro with a wig on?
I believe that's Frank Williams, who
It-
was
if
the
it
guest
didn't-
on Piper's Pit.
If it didn't happen on like my local television, then it might as well not have even really happened. I bet there's like at least 3 guys in sweatpants right now just turning the TV off. We just lost 3 guys in sweatpants because of what I just said.
Well, you're saying that if something didn't happen in your world, then it didn't happen. But you do
what I
understand
said.
that just because you don't see something doesn't mean that other people didn't see it or aren't a fan of it. Or
I do understand that it's just hard for me to wrap my mind around. It's hard for me to accept it.
yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
What do you got?
I'm trying to find the arena reports, and I'm not seeing anything from close by.
Oh, you're looking for something near here? How about West Virginia?
Yeah, and there's Roanoke. Ryan has spent some time in Roanoke, Virginia.
That's a fact.
What are those hot dogs you were eating that night?
Uh-oh, Junkyard Dog. You know I like Junkyard Dog.
Why? Because he's not giving anybody any money?
That's right. That's exactly why. Dan Spivey on that show, too. I like Dan Spivey.
Well, you've been to Roanoke, Virginia.
I have.
And you've had some pumpkin beers in Roanoke, Virginia.
Dude, I love those Roanoke pumpkin beers.
And,
They're
you've had some hot dogs.
Only one.
Some big hot dogs.
I didn't have a big hot dog.
Who was that?
Some other jerk.
Can't remember. Lex Luger demands WCW World Title match.
Well, I think he ought to get it. There you go. Well, did he get it? I'm sure he got it. Didn't he wrestle Ron Simmons?
And here's a critical close-up of the Nasty Boys.
Now, why is this not hanging up on your wall?
Jerry Sachs and Brian Knobbs. Do you think this is where I'm at these days? A nice picture of the Nasty Boys on my wall?
I'd like to see you with them. I'd like to see you start acting like a nasty boy. Like a leather duster.
What's keeping me out of the Nasty Boys? I probably could fit
Nothing.
in a lot of ways.
Nothing. You just slide right into that gimmick.
And there on the back, one of my all-time favorites, Captain Lou Albano, with his 900 number. 1-900 Lou for you. Behind that big belly, there's a gold mine.
Are we gonna be able to get a hold of Lou today?
Lou has passed.
Oh, Lou is gone.
And let me say this. I'm taking a look at this picture here, and I'm thinking, in the future, I think my hair is going to look a little bit different. But give me about, 10,
I was already thinking
15 years. I think this is probably similar how I'm going to look. Hawaiian shirt, one button buttoned,
Yep.
nasty looking beard. This is going to be me calling my little cousins on the phone on Thanksgiving morning,
But
asking them to bring me some roast beef,
He looks happy though.
saying, "Listen, I don't want to be a burden on anybody, but
Right.
but if you could just bring me by, my diabetes is out of control.
Right.
So if you could just bring me by some roast beef, a roast beef platter,
Yeah.
that would be great. I don't want to be a burden, but happy Thanksgiving."
No, I'm going to be in pretty amazing shape at that point. You won't count on me to bring you some stuff. I can bring you some stuff.
I can't count on you to show up to read the magazines.
I'm here, ain't I?
Barely. What's left of you?
I'm sick and I'm ticky and I'm here.
There's me.
And there you are. I figured by
Can you
that
see
time.
that? Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Uh-huh.
I'm reclined. We've shut it down.
No,
We've
I
got
mean
it
no. I
done.
don't mean can you actually see it. I mean can you see that being me?
Oh, I was going to say it before you said it. I mean, there's no doubt. I was going to give you 5 years before you look like Lou right there.
So September of 1991, Ryan. What are your observations? What do you think about this time, and what do you like and what do you don't like?
Not a lot going on. There's too much WCW in that magazine, and WCW I don't think I liked as much as WWF. There's nothing in there about the match made in heaven and the match made in hell.
Well, this says September 91. I think this was probably written in maybe July of 91, so it's probably hadn't even happened yet.
Why would you do a wrestling magazine, release it 2 months after you've written it?
That's publishing. You have to get things to press. Back in these days, you couldn't have a quick turnaround. You had to get things written a lot quicker than you do now.
What would they do if one of the Steiner brothers had died? Like 2 days before they were going to put this magazine out.
They would easily slide that onto the front cover,
lose hold of the cover.
and no one would think another time about it.
Thank goodness the Steiner brothers didn't die. Now, let me ask you this. Now, what do you know? How if I want to find a Steiner brother, how am I going to find a Steiner brother these days? I never hear the Steiner brothers in wrestling anymore. No AEW, no WWE. Where are the Steiners?
I don't think they're competing anymore. I think Rick Steiner is involved maybe in real estate or on the school board of a school in Georgia, and I think Scott Steiner is in the restaurant business.
Wow.
So I don't think they're competing anymore. Do you think they should?
I don't think that they should compete anymore, but I'd like to see them pop up every once in a while, maybe for like a special appearance. I miss seeing
The DFG.
especially Scott Steiner.
You miss seeing the DFG.
But I also miss seeing the DFG. I'd like to see him bark and run around the ring. How about Steiner's in the Hall of Fame this year?
I think Scott Steiner's made some comments over the years about people in power at the World Wrestling Federation that aren't going to endear him to anyone anytime soon.
No, those things, they'll get over those things. Now, Triple H, though, probably wasn't too happy about those matches that he had with Scott Steiner in the WWE.
Well, anytime that you main event the Royal Rumble and then the next pay-per-view in February for the world title, and then you're not even on WrestleMania, as Scott Steiner was, that's not a good sign.
That is amazing.
Not a good sign. Well, Ryan, thanks for taking this journey back to September of 1991. Go ahead and take us out of here.
It was my honor, Steve. I'm happy to be here, and join us next time on Reading Old Wrestling Magazines.